Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. There are scholars have written, derived from the Holy Quran and the Hadith, that there are three types of nafs. Nafs meaning your inner soul. One is nafs mutmainna, the one that is content. One is nafs lawama, and one is nafs ammara. Nafs ammara is a culprit, or is a nafs which causes many to fall, causes many to be destructed. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam and commanded the angels and the jinn Iblis to prostrate to Adam alayhi salam, all the angels prostrated except Iblis. Now, one may say that the shaitan or Iblis is the one who causes people to fall into the destruction of their nafs. Iblis, many will blame. But when Iblis disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and refused to prostrate, to do sajda, who was the one that caused Iblis to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So the scholars write that it was the nafs ammara, the nafs, the inner self, which caused the destruction of Iblis, of shaitan. And Imam al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi writes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has three creations. One are the angels, who do not have a nafs, but they have aql, they have wisdom, they have intellect. And then you have the animals, who have no aql, but they have a nafs, they have an inner self. And then you have a human being, which Allah has given aql and a nafs. So if he falls prey to his nafs, or if he can master his nafs and his aql, he will be better than the angels. But if he cannot control his nafs and use his aql, then he will be worse than an animal, worse than the animals. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the aql and asked it, "Who am I and who are you?" The aql said, "You are my Lord and I am your servant." The aql said, "You are my Lord and I am your servant." Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the nafs. Now listen to this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the nafs and asked, "Who am I and who are you?" The nafs replied to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "You are you and I am me." Astaghfirullah. Nafs replied to Allah, "You are you and I am me." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the nafs to be burnt, to be punished in the fire of hell for 100 years. The nafs was made to burn in the fire of hell for 100 years. Upon removal from the fire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the nafs again, Who am I and who are you? The Nafs replied, you are you and I am me. Same reply, after punishing for 100 years in the fire of hell. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the Nafs to be left in hunger and in thirst. No food, no drink, kept hungry. 100 years. So remember, when the Nafs was burnt, had no effect. Nafs now has been kept from provision, has been kept from food and drink, has been made to be hungry and thirsty. 100 years. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then asked the Nafs, who am I and who are you? And now the Nafs submitted. You are my Lord and I am your servant. So what was it that controlled the Nafs? It was the hunger. And this is where fasting comes from. When we fast, we can control our nafs. We can master our nafs. We can have the upper hand over our nafs. Once a young man approached Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I have become a man and I am ready to get married. I wish to get married, but I do not have the means. I do not have the means to get married. Command me, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What shall I do? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you have the means, get married as soon as possible. But if you don't have the means, then fast. Then fast. So what we understanding here? Married, control. You can fulfill your desires the halal way. And if you can't get married, then fast. Because when you fast, you abstain from your physical desires, from your spiritual desires of the nafs, everything. You have the halal in front of you, yet you refrain from it. The fasting gives you this training. And many have written that for 30 days, if you can manage to control your desires or bring about a new habit, in 30 days it will help you to become steadfast in that. So fasting, this is where the fasting comes from. And going back to the nafs, if you can master your nafs and your aql, you will surpass the angels. Because the angels have aql but do not have a nafs. The angels do not have a free will. The inner desires, the nafs which it brings about, the angels do not have this. They do not have a nafs ammara, which is what the human beings have. So, if we can control our nafs, we will surpass the angels. And if we cannot control our aql, our wisdom, or our nafs, then we will be worse off than the animals. Because the animals don't have aql, they have nafs. Humans have aql and nafs. Angels have only aql, no nafs. So humans have been given both qualities. Master them, your aql and your nafs, and you will surpass the animals, the angels. May Allah allow us to control our nafs. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fasting in this holy month, our ruku, sujood, our qiyam, our sadaqah, zakat, all our good deeds that we have done. May Allah accept it. May Allah allow us to continue to please Him and please His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us all the way we're gathered here in the neighborhood of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagul mubin.